So, my piece is an audio-visual performance that is really about the integration of electronics in the natural world and how it's become more and more a part of everyday life and may soon take over. And I'd just like you to watch, and if there's any questions at the end, please let me know. There's 3 parts to this, so at the end it'll have little credits to let you know that it's finished.
Questions?
Yeah, sure.
From the audience?
It's not a question, but it's more of just a comment. So I like how you split up the space here, and one thing that I thought was very interesting, and I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but I really liked that it was there, was that so you've got the 4 cameras and you're projecting them. You basically have the 4 projections in the space. But what's really nice actually is that sometimes you get some bleed over from one into the other, and I feel like one thing when you're seeing the 4 spaces, and at least initially, you're kind of assuming that we just have these 4 sort of, you know, disparate views that are somewhat vaguely connected, but don't really exist in the same world. And when they interject each other, that's kind of an interesting thing, and it could be something to explore in more detail later on.
Yeah. Originally, I was having trouble splitting up the 4 spaces.
Yeah.
And creating multiple images for each space.
Mm-hmm.
Until I got MadMapper, it allowed me to split those up a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had that bleeding over effect, and I could have made it not bleed over to the other panels,
sure,
but
yeah.
I actually did like it when it did go over and kind of interrupt the viewer in different panels that it was affecting. So yeah,
it could be a device, I think, to really play on it, especially since you give us such hard frames, right? Like
right.
they're these thick black borders that sort of imply like fixed states. You know, it's like, okay, well, you're presenting this collage, but yeah, when they interject each other, it's nice.
Another comment to go off that is, I actually do have a stage with 4 panels that I created. Because of difficulty of transport to get it here, I couldn't do that. It really does take away that black space and make it more empty, which even when the bleeding goes over it, it really helps it as well.
I'm curious about the visuals. It's not a world that I'm super familiar with, coming from the music side of things. Could you spare 60 seconds and elaborate on how you went about them in processing?
Yeah. So I used my GoPro to get the footage of that, and I wanted to go out and capture things that maybe sometimes are overlooked or not really appreciated as much. Like just going in the woods and actually like filming something is maybe overlooked or taken granted of occasionally, or maybe the creatures that I got, like a simple bee or a snail on the ground or dolphins in the ocean. I felt like those images would be the best to be manipulated with, due to the fact that maybe we're overlooking them in everyday life, and maybe it is something you could see every day, but you're not used to seeing every day.
What about the three-dimensional when it looked kind of like a little AutoCAD bit where it was in kind of spinning around.
Oh yeah,
That was really cool.
that was just a little geometric automation I made just to incorporate more of an electronic feel.
So how did you generate the images, particularly some of the abstract images that began as concrete but they became abstract and then you started moving them around?
Yeah, most of it is through Modulate, manipulations in Modulate, and I was using my MIDI pad for that.
Okay, and then, yeah, that was my other question is, so you were performing all of this or some of it?
Yeah, I was performing all of it with this working the visuals and this working the audio through Ableton and Modulate.
Yeah, yeah. Very interesting.
Alright, thank you.
So essentially everything was real time.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, some of the transitions take a little bit longer, especially when you have a lot of manipulation going on and you're working with 4 different panels, and that really makes it a little bit more tough to transition as quick as you want.
It seemed like you had really good